So again, welcome back to part two. As I was just getting started, and I was just mentioning, you'll see the beautiful Marriott in Tampa Bay in the background, and we'll plan on having some fun in the future, maybe as soon as this coming fall, where you can win your way towards a fun, long weekend, tape traffic weekend, and we'll all have fun. So anyways, part two, and we're going to move forward here. If I can get my screen to work here. All right. There we go. So we're going to continue on with the presentation, the grocery receipt, but this is going to be very quick and very short because we're going to be moving into some other things. But it is important because a lot of what we do is the same thing over and over and over again, whether it's a presentation, whether we're selling an ad for grocery receipts, or whether we're doing Spend 15, or whether we're doing local community blasts. It's always typically the same type of presentation or pattern. What do you do on an appointment? Rule number one, and many of you have already met me. You'll know that when I greet you, I'm always smiling. And I'll tell you, who's even does this more than I, my partner, Glenn and Wayne. These guys, I got to believe they smile. I think they go to bed at night smiling. These guys are always smiling, laughing, joking. But it's so important that we really drill that in, because I think it's probably the number one thing that people forget when they go to meetings, they go to do a presentation, they're going to go on a sales call. They're sometimes very, very serious, and it's okay to be serious, because you're there to make money, and you're there on a serious note to save people money, and really, no matter what product you're selling, no matter what you're doing, you take it serious. But it is also important because I have been on both sides of the fence, and I just recently, a matter of last week, had somebody call and sell me a telecommunication system, and did a presentation, and I couldn't wait for that sales call to get done. They were talking too much. They were way too serious for me, and I thought, why can't this person be smiling? This is what I was thinking in the back of my mind. Why doesn't this person seem like they're having fun doing what they're doing? They need a new job. And so I hope that that isn't what somebody would think about me if I was serious, but that's why I'm not serious. When I go on an appointment, I truly believe that you've got to be smiling and you've got to be having fun. And that will move you forward very quickly towards the close. Shake their hand, warm up the greeting. I always shake somebody's hand. I introduce myself. Hey, I'm Dan with Tape Traffic. Good to see you. I'm smiling. Always have a sample roll in your hand, or a sample of what we do in your hand. Because it gets the prospect engaged, and then you can talk. And Bob, I know you're busy, so this won't take long. As we spoke, this is a very exclusive opportunity for you, and we'd really like you to be the only insurance guy that we promote in our Wyoming Shopper or in our Spend 15 round, regardless. And so then, as a printing company, we do many things, including coaching small businesses and how to save a lot of money on direct mailing. What I'm here to present to you is, with a golden opportunity, we are willing to promote you with a full color, high resolution ad coupon to all the big top shoppers. If it's going into a grocery store, your ad offer would run on 31,250 receipts for 2 months. If this is Spend 15, it is the same number, and it just mathematically works out that way. So your ad would be running in 31,250 receipts for 3 months. Our open rate is $725, but we can offer you our contract rate of $395 for the 2 months or 3 months. If you decide, you can opt to renew that at our guaranteed rate. We have a few spots left, and I use that frequently. and we'd like to find another insurance rep to partner with us on this exclusive marketing. Does this make sense to you? I do ask that frequently. I'll stop during my presentation. Does this make sense? Does this make sense to you? And really, honestly, from there, it's just a matter of closing. Working on a category for LinkedIn. I want to get into the LinkedIn marketing a little bit. Primarily, almost everything we do is connecting with business owners. And so a good source for working with business owners is right on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is all business marketing, business owner type people. So I highly recommend going to LinkedIn. If you don't or have done very little there, there's some tremendous value in marketing, and then we're going to get into that just for a few minutes here. But I would recommend, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, get one. It's free. It's free marketing. Right now, you can connect with thousands of owners. I think personally, I'm connected to, I think, almost 5,000 business owners in my LinkedIn account, and it's growing. I think it grows by 10, 15, 20 people a day that I'm connecting with on there. So it's always growing. It's very viral. But as we go forward, you're going to be able to see what we can do with this. So you're going to do a search. So let's say, again, I'm going to use Grand Rapids, Michigan as an example. I'm in Grand Rapids. I go to the search bar and connect on people, just like you see there. And then the next thing that I'm doing is I put in Grand Rapids, and it will automatically populate, and it puts in, I type in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and before I can finish, it'll go, do you want the greater Grand Rapids area? Yep, I do, and I check that box. If you're in Tennessee, if you're in Nashville, if you start typing in Nashville, it'll put either the greater Nashville, it'll put in Nashville. If you're in Toledo or wherever you're at, Tampa Bay, doesn't matter. It has virtually every city programmed into it, wherever you're at. In this case, I put in greater Grand Rapids, Michigan. I click on that box. And then from there, I can work a category. In this case, I'm going to do auto repair. So I type in auto repair in the search. It's already set for people. And so now I can start connecting with business owners. As you see, president at Thompson. So Tom Thompson, who is actually already one of our advertisers, but his came up very first in our search. Thompson's Auto Repair, my water pump actually just went out. For those of you that know me, my water pump just went out. So guess who's going to be doing my water pump for me? Thompson Auto Repair. Anyway, so there's a button on the right, and it'll say connect, and you just connect. That sends them a note on their side that says, hey, Dan Cheadle wants to connect with you. They're going to accept it. I will get notified, and then it will tell me, hey, you're connected with Tom Thompson, and you can connect with literally dozens of people every day doing that. And then of course, there's other things that we do, like working groups. And so this is, again, another place for you to do some marketing for your product. And so I want to show you this. Again, I'm in Grand Rapids. So you'll see where it has more jobs content, and you'll scroll down to groups. Let me go back again. And so choose groups. We didn't finish this slide out very well, but you're going to go down, choose groups, click on groups, and from groups, you can connect to all kinds of groups in the Grand Rapids area. If you're in Akron, Ohio, you put in Akron, and then scroll over and go down to groups, and you can actually even categorize groups. But I'm connected to, I think, probably 55 to 60 different business type groups that everything from real estate related to business, local businesses, Michigan, anything Grand Rapids. And so then we can post in there. So we'll get a lot more into that later. When you're working categories, we we'll email, if we have not, we will email you a form that looks like this that you can use and print out on your computer, that you can keep track of the different groups that you're working. And as you'll notice on the left, it'll say business category. And so you can kind of fill in that box. We recommend you start by printing about 5 pages and staple them together, and then work a category. You can put in their contact, their email information, phone number, whether you've got an appointment or not, but it's just a good way for you to stay organized. What I like about this is that all your contacts, information, it's all in one place, all categories. So it's just a good way when you're building your book of business, keep all your categories together and organized, so that if you need a roofing guy, you can go back and go through your roofing. Oh, here's a good guy. If you need a plumbing guy, if you need you know, somebody that's in the clothing business, that's a retail clothing person, or pizza or whatever, you can go back and you can find this, and it's all organized. So I've literally gone through all of my business cards, and I've put them into categories on these forms, and so they're all categories now. And I've thrown the business cards away. I don't need them. I don't want them. I'd rather have these sheets and have everything organized. These are some different categories. This is just an example of categories that you can work if you're working the grocery business. These are some of the top categories that we go after for the grocery business. And then, as we noticed in my notes here, if you're working Spend 15, you can work a lot of the same categories for Spend 15, but I think we've even got a bigger list than that for the Spend 15 that we probably have emailed you. Here is, again, a link for Meetup. So if you have not done this yet, from the last, from part 1, we were in part 1 talking about Meetup. Well, here it is again. Virtually almost every market has a Meetup. Meetup is on the internet, so you'll find business groups in your market area, but we really encourage you, plugged into meetup.com, create your account, and then type in business, and then start joining those groups. It's all free. Now, I will qualify this. There are some areas, like we have one Meetup group that's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they have a big following. And I think it's called Cigars, Business and Cigars. It's some kind of corny name like that. And they charge you $10 to go, but you get a free cigar and you get a free drink. And so some of the groups may actually charge, but I will tell you it's worth it, because you're networking, and you're connecting with other business owners. And what do we do at that meeting? You hand them your card, but don't forget your 15-second elevator pitch. And so it's really important to get that down. So we are to another quick break, and then we're going to be finishing up with part 3, which is going to get in the nuts and bolts of wrapping this up with Spend 15 and B2B Blast. And so we've got some really good stuff that we're going to be talking about on those that you're definitely going to want to be plugged into for part 3. So that's going to come up in the next link. And so this wraps up part 2, which I told you would probably go a little bit quick. The next one's going to take a little bit longer. It'll go a little bit longer because we got a lot more information. So that is where we are. We'll wrap this one up, and then we will see you on part 3.